Hello and welcome to the channel, Common Sense News, or as they would say in these parts, hey up my duck, how you doing? Anyway, I'm taking a look at Ed Davey today and his speech on various things, what they'll do in power in terms of NHS reforms, and he'll have a pop no doubt at other political parties and all the rest of it. But I just want to say is I bear no allegiance whatsoever to any political party. I like to have a go at them all. I'll show you something later on in this video why I believe personally that the Liberal Democrats have no chance of governing this country, much as Ed Davey might like to think they can.
To Anthony, thank you for everything you're doing, serving your community in our National Health Service, and thank you for sharing your experience on the front line. He's got to go off to do a shift now. It's really important because, make no mistake, this is a national crisis. Helen Morgan, our brilliant health spokesperson, was telling me earlier about a constituent of hers called Sandra. Sandra is 71. She has bladder cancer. 2 weeks ago, she became really unwell. Her legs were giving way. Her family took her into Shrewsbury A&E after being told no ambulance was coming. Sandra was there for 31 hours before she even got a bed. 2 hours on a trolley, the rest sitting in a chair.
Now, forgive me for jumping in so quickly here, but this is a very important story that Ed Davey is telling about the state of the NHS. People with nasty diseases having to wait in corridors on trolleys or sitting in a chair, as he said this lady was. But we must remember this is the same Ed Davey who signed letters without reading them that condemned postmasters to jail. The very same man. So let's keep that in mind about who this man really is.
No privacy, no dignity. Some have been left to soil themselves because there's no one to help. There have even been tragic cases of people dying on those trolleys and left undiscovered for hours.
Now, Ed Davey here has been talking about the people that are waiting in corridors and all the rest of it. But I've just listened to the next 4 minutes of this speech, and all he is doing is repackaging the same message and reframing that same message in a different way to make it look like he's talking about something completely different. And he isn't. I'll move on now to other bits of this speech that I think are relevant, the likes of having to go at other political parties and how their Liberal Democrats are the best thing since sliced bread. So we'll have a listen to some of that instead.
No wonder people want change, real change. That's why I'm talking about this today. Because if we don't show that we can change things, if we can't fix this crisis, that's when the populists and the extremists will take advantage. Not because they can fix it. Of course they can't. They're not even interested in fixing it. But because populists feed off disillusionment. They thrive when people simply don't believe that any government of any party can really make their lives better.
So here we go. This is where Ed Davey now takes a pop at the other parties, the Tories, the Greens, the Labour Party, but specifically, he will have a go at reform. But we'll come to that in a minute or two as to where the Liberal Democrats sit amongst all the others in the polls.
We have to show we can. We have to offer hope. And only the Liberal Democrats can do that. The Conservatives can't. They caused this crisis in the first place, and they have literally nothing to say about it now. Sadly, Labour have shown they can't either. And now they're too busy fighting over the keys to number 10 to fix our NHS. And reform. Don't make me laugh. Nigel Farage doesn't care about the NHS. He still hasn't mentioned it once in the House of Commons, although he's not actually there that often, so that might be why. But he hasn't said the word hospitals once. But we know what he wants to do, don't we? We know what his plan is, even if he's now too smart to say it out loud.
So Ed Davey is saying here that Nigel Farage is too smart to mention hospitals. He's having a proper dig at him and all the rest. But just take a look at this graph. If you look at this graph, you could see that the Liberal Democrats, led by Mr. Davey, are sitting at 13%. That's 3 points below Labour, 3 points below the Greens, 5 points below the Conservatives, and what's 13 from 29? Was that 16? 16 points behind Reform. So there we have it. This is Ed Davey's idea of how he's going to reform the NHS without actually telling us how he would do that, more what he would do. But how he's going to manage that from a position in the polls he's at the minute. Reform are surging at 29%, and the Liberal Democrats are lying in fifth at 13%. Now, they're probably great ideas he's got, but they're no better than any of the other parties. He's saying the same thing, he's rehashing and regurgitating the same old stuff. So, for me, I don't know. But please remember to subscribe to my channel. Please leave me a comment below on what you think of Ed Davey's idea of government under the Liberal Democrats.